Mike's Daily Podcast.
How are we doing today? I thought I would get to go home and relax and enjoy my life, but guess what knocked on the door?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Or rather, showed up on my cell phone. Texts from work with questions. People that are impetuous, that are having issues with things. It makes me want to grab a tissue because, when did it become such a
Mike's Daily Podcast
society where people don't take initiative and answer questions on their own anymore? I don't know. This is just a question
Mike's
I'm throwing out there.
Daily
Well, can't you handle it?
Podcast.
We're too accessible is the problem.
Yeah!
Accessible. We need to be less accessible. We need to take our smartphones and throw them in the water. Plop. We need to hear a universal plop. One togetherness plop is what we need. And then we will feel such solace that we've thrown our phones into the water. Oh, just people. I just think about it because, like, I usually exhaust every single thing that I can do on my own before I go running to the phone to text someone and bother them in their personal life. But obviously, people are, Mike doesn't have a personal life. We'll go ahead and call him. If that is you, if that's happened to you where people just don't care about you, then, well, you and I can commiserate, because that's for sure what's happening. And it's maybe because of the times, because of the phones, because of... Yeah. Okay, so the weekend is here. I personally hope I don't hear from my work. I think I will just throw my phone into the water. That's a great idea. That's a great start. And there is also this podcast picture I'm going to tell you about right now that's going to happen.
And here's today's podcast picture.
To tell you how long it's been since I've been to San Francisco and walked around. I don't even know if they still do this. I imagine they do. Around the time I took this picture 4 years ago, and more like 4.5, it was the beginning of when they did this to the Bay Bridge. The Bay Bridge is the bridge that goes from the Yerba Buena Island, otherwise known as Magic Island, or Ooh La La Island, or I can't access what it's really called in my mind, Island. Basil. Treasure Island, thank you. That's right, Basil, it's Treasure Island. You got it. I got it the first time, Basil. You don't have to keep barking. Oh, good, he stopped. Okay, so... he got me again! Jewel to stop selling most popular flavor. Jewel. Whatever became of Jewel. Or am I standing still? She was popular for a hot minute with her teeth that weren't perfectly aligned. And that was the thing. Oh, why do we do that? That's a good question. Here, she was a powerful pop star for a while. A female pop star. And what do we do? What do we remember her for? For her teeth. That's ridiculous. If it was a popular male star, Justin Timberlake, what do you poke fun at with him? Just that he never ages? Oh, that's a jab. That's a slug. Or is it a plug? We must reset the vapor category in the U.S. and earn the trust of society, says Jewel. I don't know what problem they're having. I still see idiots of all ages smoking that. Oh, do you do that? Sorry. Did you do that? Okay, well, if you enjoy doing that to your lungs and stinking the air with that false, fake, sweet smell, which actually... I know the alternative for years was the awful cigarette smoke and cigar smoke. Some people love cigar. My mom loves cigar smoke. I can't stand it. It smells like dead fish wrapped up in dead papers that were pulled out of the sewer. I don't know. It just reeks. And so people like that, They like to smoke those cigars. It's cool. It's a male thing. It. I don't know where it came from. Years, I guess, tradition. We go back, and they were drinking the hard booze and smoking the cigars and making big deals. And we think that was cool. Most of those guys that did that died of esophageal cancer. Because they were eating crappy, really, they were eating stuff not good for them. A.k.a. steaks. Lots of steak dinner. And they now know that if you eat too much of that, let's just say Richard Dawson time. Richard Dawson died of that. A lot of the Rat Pack died of that. People of the era of the smoking cigars and all that died of that. And lung cancer, yes. Okay, back to this beautiful bridge. Let's get out of that horrible dark topic. The beautiful lit Bay Bridge is that expanse that goes from San Francisco to Treasure Island. And then when the next bridge that takes you to Oakland is called the Oakland Bridge, which was recently a new one was built. And they tore down the old one, and someday I'll have to find a picture of the old one. I know I took one because when I moved to the Bay Area it was still here. But yes, this is the Bay Bridge with the cool lights. You can see it at MikesDailyPodcast.com. They had just started doing this, I guess, 4.5 years ago. And this picture is accessible to you at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Check it out now, and then tell your friends. And then you can call me and leave a message. Let me know what you think of it. 3 + 3 = 6. is the Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast will try to be for the next couple of days. We did one yesterday, so I guess we are daily at this point. Here in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth, Cafe Anyway. And today, we have sound effects, hopefully. There we go. All right. Here at Cafe Anyway. Anyway. Okay. As we go outside a Cafe Anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. And then over the weekend, you'll be able to catch me on the radio, on a radio station 92.1 FM in Contra Costa County. If you're in that particular area, I'll be playing today's hits and yesterday's favorites, or something like that. People are too forceful, confident when screaming about the sky is falling. That's what I got out of the whole, back to the PG&E thing, the whole power outages. And living in the East Bay, they were telling us, all the power is going to be off. And it was just, it's going to happen. When the actual information was PG&E was going to turn off power at certain locations where the wind had picked up. That was the plan. But then you get up to Marin County 2 weeks after that initial one, and they just turned it all off. It was all off. And those forceful, confident people that were telling me that the sky is falling were right. The power was off. But then when the power was off, it was like, is the sky really falling? If you owned a grocery store or a restaurant and your perishables were perishing, then yes, but... And then PG&E, after every one of these, is just so, oh well, we had to do it. Oh, it's done. Oh, all your food got destroyed. Oh, well. Hey, the phone's ringing. I wonder what that could be. Hold on.
Later that day.
Whoa, I get phone calls outside a Cafe Anyway located... Who was it, Mike? The president. He was telling me things like, hey, why does everyone hate me? Oh, but everyone loves me. He's conflicted. No, he's not. I don't know. I'm conflicted because I didn't say hi to these people. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
And to Disgruntled Fiddle Player tell you what.
What?
President Trump is not conflicted. In fact, he is resolute.
Okay, good. Look who else is here.
Oh, Mike, I make the delicious root beer. Have some right now.
Aren't you going to pour some?
Yeah, okay, have some. You should have asked the guy on the phone if he wanted some earth beer.
No, he didn't want any.
Oh, you should have some.
Why?
I'll cut you.
Wrong.
Oh.
I'll cut you.
Don't. Just put it down. Put down the knife. Why did that cough come out of nowhere?
That's enough. Put down the mic.
Put down the mic. Put down the knife. I got the black lung.
I think I'm getting the black lung, Bob.
But you know what? The next podcast is going to be great.
Tune in next time for all the action.
So make sure you do that and go to MikesDailyPodcast.com. Find out all the places you can listen to podcast. Yes, I was culturally appropriating an accent. By the way, all this cultural appropriation talk, and here's the deal. It's all to keep Fred Armisen working and making a ton of money, because apparently the only comedian now who can do any jokes is Fred Armisen, because he has every cultural background in his background. I gotta look this up. Alright, I'm looking it up. No, but his parents are all kinds of different cultural, national backgrounds. His family, he talks about it in one of the Portlandias. And now that because he's not just white, if he was white, he couldn't do an accent of someone of an other ethnic minority, and thus he's the only one who can, because he's Fred Armisen, Superman. And that's some observation I had. I had other observations, but good old Google Documents for some reason took them away from me. I must have made a little Fred Armisen, super comedian. He can do anybody. He can do an old Jewish man if he wants. It's amazing. Okay, I guess that's pretty much it for the show. What do you think about all of it? You can leave me a message, 336MM Daily, 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM is Mike Matthews Daily, and what this podcast is. I'm mumbling now. Okay, enjoy your weekend. We will hopefully bring you another one tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Excellent. That's how we'll do it. And you see how it goes with you. There it goes. It's getting away from you. So hurry up, get it. You got it? Good. And that's episode 1934, 1934. Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!